got the food and the rhythm and the sun and the culture. Just remember where you're from. Just remember where you're. We got the food and the rhythm and the sun and the culture. Just remember where you're from. Just remember where you're. Make Africa home again. Africa, Africa home again, baby. Make Africa home again. Africa, Africa home again, baby. Africa home again. Africa, Africa, Africa home again, baby. Africa home again. Africa, Africa, Africa home again, baby. See, I went natural. I love my natural. I got an.
Karibu, Kaka.
Karibu, Dada. Welcome to your best kitchen in the world. Today we are talking about Tanzanian currency, which is the Tanzanian shillings. It's usually called Tanzanian Tshillings, as many people know it. And so,
yeah, the currency actually ranges from 10,000, the notes, to probably the coins, which is 50 Tshillings or something of that sort. Before we carry on with it, we're going to be showing you pictures of the currency and then we tell you the value of it. So as we go, this is 10,000 shillings. 10,000 shillings, which is the biggest among a few that we've noticed so far. It's actually a pink color and it's got an elephant at the back. So that's the 10,000 shillings note. Right. We also have the 5,000 shillings, which is more like a purple color. It's more of a purple. So that's the 5,000 shillings. So this is 2,000 shillings. Yeah. And then the 1,000 shillings. The rest of them are mainly in coins. So if you see the green one, which has got 1,000 on it, that's the 1,000 shillings. We also have the 500 shillings, which is the coin, and the 200 shillings, which is yellow coin. The 500 is more of a silver color, whilst the 200 is more of a gold color. We also have the 50 and a few more that we don't have available at this minute.
right, so usually they mention the names in the Tanzanian language, so as like other currencies, you can just check on there. Some of them is like this one is 1,000 is F-Moja, and this one we have Efumbili. So when they tell you in their language, you know that this is what they're talking about, or that is what they're talking about.
For instance, if the person says Efumbili, the person is trying to tell you it's 2,000. So if you read on the notes, you get what he or she is trying to tell you clearly. So that's how it works. It's like the Ghana city. It's got the city underneath that tells you it's a Ghanaian city. So that's how it works. But over here with the notes, each and every one of them has got its name in their traditional language. So if you meet a typical Tanzanian who doesn't speak English, and the person tells you is, say, Elfu Mibali, then you know this is the currency he or she is trying to mention or referring to.
Yeah. So and it's written over the coins too. So, for instance, this one I think it's Miatano. That's 500, and then like other ones. So yeah, that's it for that one. And we've written some stuff down that we wanted to give you an idea of what certain stuff cost. For instance, rice cooker ranges from about 50,000 to 60,000 Tshillings,
which is the 10,000 times 5. So the pink big ones, the 10,000, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So it's around this much when you are buying a rice cooker. But in dollar,
it's around 21 US dollars. And I think it's very important to know, like Airbnb, for instance, if you don't pay online and you want to pay in cash, it ranges from
15,000, which is 10,000 and 5,000, to 30,000, which is 3 of the red ones as well.
Right, and we've got here, if you want to if you visit a restaurant or anything like that and you want to buy a takeaway or eat there, you usually spend about 10,000, which is about £3.30.
Yeah, it's actually ranges between 8 to 12,000 per plate at a restaurant, and at a food joint or takeaway where you are just passing by, you could spend about 5,000 maximum, or minimum of 3,000, which is these two. But at the restaurant, you will have to spend this much. I mean, 12,000 or probably 8,000 is the cheapest at the restaurant. Yeah.
But
when
obviously, it will go up depending on your family size or if you're a single person.
Depending on how many plates you require.
Yeah.
Also, if you are buying a mosquito spray, it's around this much, 7,000.
It is very important here.
Yeah, because there is mosquitoes here, a whole lot of mosquitoes. So obviously, when you are traveling to Tanzania, you should get yourself fully prepared with your mosquito net, mosquito creams, and stuff like that.
I think we have a video on that.
We haven't done the video just yet. Yeah, so in case you forget these items, then definitely you need a spray, because most of the B&Bs offer the mosquito nets. They make it available to you to use, but they don't provide the spray. So if you get the spray from outside, then that's it. But we'll be doing a video about the mosquitoes, the type of items you need to help you with mosquitoes in Africa, especially Tanzania, Ghana, and the rest of them.
Right. So if you're buying street food, it can range from 1,500. I think just to give you an idea, you should know. Yeah, that's like chips, just chips alone. If you want something else.
1,500 is the minimum that you can pay. But that is when you want a raw chips or a chips with sauce, without any chicken or anything of that sort. That way you need the coin and also the 1,000 note, which is the green one. Or you could also use 2,000 if you want a reasonable portion of your chips. But if you want chicken in addition, you should expect to spend 5,000 or even more.
Okay, so if you want to buy water, it also ranges from 500, which is the coin, as we showed you, up onto like 13 liters is about 3,500 to 5,000. Yeah, depending on your environment, you can go up or down. And we've got here, if you're buying fruits,
3,500 is this much. But then when you are buying a small bottle of water, you don't need that much. All you need is the coin, which is the 500. But then if you want a bigger bottle, so you spend about 1,000. And if you want a family size bottle, which is a massive one that you keep in your room, that is when you need the 3,500.
I think it's good to know the names in Swahili. It's written on it, by the way, so if they mention it, you know.
Yeah, because normally when you go to the shop and you're trying to buy water and the person doesn't speak English, the only way for her to be able to identify what you are buying is to tell you in their traditional way in the notes, you know, like it's got the names. So obviously, instead of the person saying it's 3,500, she might not be able to tell you that. So she will go for the traditional. And the only way to identify that is to read the notes on top of the note. If you look under where it says Tanzania, on top, Bank of Tanzania, just underneath, it's written in their language. And also to get you familiarized with the language, it's always best to use Google Translator. Yeah, that way you can understand them more. And also when you show them what you are trying to say on the Google Translator, they intend to understand better. So yeah.
Right. So if you want to buy fruits too, they're quite cheap here. So something like watermelon will be around like 1,500 to 4,000, depending on how big it is. Yep.
Yeah, avocado ranges from like 1,000. 1,500 to 2,000, depending on how big it is. Oranges you can get for like 1,000 shillings. Yeah.
Right. And any experience you want to share about taxis?
Not that I can remember.
So we booked a taxi. We usually book taxis through.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Yeah.
Bolt or Uber. So if you battery is down and you want to talk to them, or
Yeah, it
in order to,
becomes harder because obviously with Uber and Bolt, when you download the software on your phone and you are trying to get a taxi, it tells you the specific amount that you're going to spend. So you know within you that this is how much I'm supposed to pay. And even if they're asking you to pay more, you can tell them this is how much it said when I was trying to book, and they would understand you. But in most cases, when your phone is off, or you are somewhere you want to book a taxi or stop a taxi, you get a local one. It charges a bit more, it charges a bit more than what you can get on Uber and Bolt. But then, if you are a total stranger and you get to a place you want to book a taxi, they want to help you, assist you. For some reasons, they want you to pay even more, 3 or 4 times more than you usually pay. Recently, I was trying to go somewhere and I was in a hurry and my credit was run out. So obviously, I needed help. So I spoke to a few people to get me taxi. And at the same place that I've been on 2 or 3 occasions that I paid between 4 and 5,000, they called a guy who owned a taxi, and the guy said, "I'll be charging you 20,000," which is two of these big notes. That's the biggest note among the Tanzanian shillings. But usually when I'm going, I pay maximum of this 5,000 per one. And this person was requesting for two of this. It's 4 times the price that I usually pay. So I just told them no. When I use Bolt, it doesn't cost me that much. When I use Uber, it's even less cheaper. And then she went, well, Uber is normally cheap. So I said, fine, if Uber is cheap, I don't expect you to charge me 4 times the price that Uber charges. And then they realized I wasn't a complete stranger. I've been in the system for a while. So he didn't know what to do from there. So I had to stop and rearrange another taxi. So it's always good to know the notes, the currency, and also to be aware of, how it works here in Tanzania. It's also good to get the boats download as well as Uber download on your phone to make transportation easier for you, and also to pay the right amount that you have to pay.
yeah. Okay, so we wanted to talk about SIMs. Now, if you come into Tanzania, it's best to get your SIM card from the airport. I think there's a stationery just outside, so when you get there, get your SIM, get it topped up. If you kind of, if you get into the community, not many people will allow, people outside, so foreigners to purchase SIM cards without their ID or stuff like
Well,
that.
there is a system here that works the same way as in Ghana. Normally, when you are trying to get a SIM card, they expect you to show an ID. And for some reasons, in Ghana, the Ghana ID, which is the passport, voter's ID card, the health card, helps to obtain a SIM quite easily. Same thing applies here in Tanzania, because if you are not a citizen, obviously you won't have a Tanzanian passport. You have to be a resident or a citizen to help you get the passport or an ID. And so when you are taking a SIM card, even with a normal pay-as-you-go SIM card, they expect you to have the passport to get you registered, just in case something happens with the SIM that you took. They'll be able to trace you. But for some reasons, wherever we went, they wasn't accepting our passport, even though we hold an African passport, but they wouldn't let us have a SIM for some reasons. But then when we got to the airport, the first day we arrived, we needed to make a few calls, so we bought a SIM from the airport, which they registered us easily, and so we were able to have a SIM. Later, we realized we needed more than one, because obviously we have to share so that we can communicate with each other. We went to the shop, and all the shop we went, they wouldn't give us the SIM because we haven't got an ID for them to register it. So in short, it's better to obtain your SIM on your arrival at the airport, so that you can communicate with people. Else, when you come out of the airport and you want a SIM, it becomes an issue. You either have to travel back to the airport to get another SIM, or probably get somebody who will consider you and give you the SIM and register it. I don't know how they will do it though, but it becomes more difficult. So it's always good to secure yourself a SIM card on your arrival, just to make things easier for you.
Right. So as you may know, internet is very, very important when you're here. So we use the Vodacom,
Yeah.
and you can get prices from 3,000 T shillings, but you're going to get little gigabytes, just like a 1 gig. We sometimes buy the 20,000 T shillings, which gives you about 20 gig, which is quite good, or the 50,000 T shillings, which is 5 of those 10,000, and then it will give you about 60
5 of
gig,
these.
which is like better than usual. So, if you want, you can check those out. And whenever you're topping up, make sure that your internet,
Your internet or mobile data is turned
is
off.
yes.
If
Very
not, it's going to
important.
consume all the amount you put on. Even if you put 100,000 shillings on,
Yeah.
it's going to consume everything within a little time.
And make sure you bundle it.
If you want to bundle, you have to know the way to bundle it.
Yeah.
We can do a video later showing you how to bundle it, because everything is in Tanzanian language. So if you don't understand Swahili and you have your phone, it's hard. It's difficult for you to press the 1 and 2 and follow the process. It becomes even more tougher when you don't understand Swahili at all. And to get somebody to help you out, if the person doesn't speak your language, that is another headache. So obviously you need to understand bit by bit. We'll be doing a video later about how you can top up your own phone, put the credit on bundle and stuff like that, just to give you an idea of how it works. Else you'll be paying money for nothing, because you won't get the service that you need. So that's the problem.
Right.
Yeah.
I think we've come to an end here. So thank you for watching. Any last words?
No, Asante Sana. Please subscribe, like and share, so that we can bring you more updates in life in Tanzania. Thanks for watching.